going on, you bunch of heathens? I got another SunnyV2 video for you. This time, it's actually about something I very vaguely remember watching as a kid. This is his video on MTV Cribs and how it was fake. Without further ado, let's jump in.
50 cents Ferraris, they were rented. Robbie Williams' castle home, it belonged to someone else. MTV Cribs.
Honestly, I always thought this fucking show was actually real.
Legit.
And we said that that was my house.
Oh, that wasn't your house?
No, it's all lies.
And nothing shows this better.
No, I always thought that this was fucking real.
He flexed his 5-bedroom mansion on Star Island in Miami, where he talked about living beside other famous celebrities. The house was so familiar that Ja Rule named each area, calling his courtyard the Open Paradise, which was patrolled by his guard dog Cookie. It was shown in the intro that the property was a rental, but this was assumed to be on a long-term basis, given he knew almost everything about the mansion. However,
can I get some more pixels with my fucking MTV Cribs?
Was actually a 4-day rental, which was exposed in the most embarrassing way, by lawsuit. Ja Rule paid $46,000 for the 4-day lease, promising the mansion's owner it'd be used as a private home for 8 adults.
$46K for 4 days.
No loud parties.
Fuck that.
Ja Rule broke all 3
conditions. Who the fuck would pay that much for that?
MTV episode whilst having a party with over 600 people. In the process, holes were punched in the walls, furniture and doors were damaged, the driveway somehow
fuck Ja Rule. This is fucking deserved.
Were left throughout the house. As a result, Ja Rule and MTV were sued for $1 million, but at least it looked like a house that Ja Rule would live in, as the Yin Yang twins' crib was laughably out of character. The Atlanta gangster rapping duo opened the door revealing the most suburban house, filled with fish tanks, sailing boats, and sea-related artwork.
I don't remember a whole lot of this. I remember 50 Cents because I remember watching their shit, those episodes, and holy shit, they had so much random fucking just drinks still in like the crates or whatever in their fridges. I used to always think, man, I kind of want I want my fridge to look like that when I'm older. Now that I'm older, it's like, fuck no. It's way too much shit.
We waving like the city. We decorated this ourselves now.
That mansion was definitely decorated by some old white people, not the Yin Yang twins.
This is clearly just a random old white guy's house that likes to fish and likes boats.
They'd even argue over where they bought appliances and had to improvise names for each of the fish. You can tell the Yin Yang twins have never been in that house. It seemed they at least owned the vehicles at the end.
Why would they?
The cars displayed by Bow Wow.
I'm confused on
the show.
I'm confused on why they would choose MTV, or because I doubt it was the Yin Yang twins. Why would they choose that house of all things as, you know, the one to put up as if that's theirs? And also, why is, goddamn, looking back on it now, why the fuck would they live together?
He was just
fucking
18
weird.
years old during his first Cribs
Bow Wow.
appearance, but despite having starred in some high-profile movies,
okay, that's who he is.
Unrealistic that he could afford.
I don't really know who the fuck he is.
Mansion and a fleet of luxury cars. With his name airbrushed above his bed, it seemed as though Bow Wow at least owned the house, although the luxury vehicles were a little more suspicious. Because 2 years later, he'd go on the show again, during which a viewer made an observation. We had MTV Cribs running in the background and watched 21-year-old Bow Wow show off his bachelor pad in Miami, along with his pimped out Bentley, Lamborghini, and Cadillac Escalade. But then we noticed the word Prestige at the bottom of all 3 cars,
with huge shoes, quote unquote.
Cars Miami, and what do you know? There it was. Prestige was the name of the company that Bow Wow rented the cars from, which was likely encouraged by the show, as Birdman also used the service during his appearance. Regardless, people
that's so fucking embarrassing.
Stating, ha ha ha, I wonder if he rented the condo too, which by looking at his life was also highly likely. For example, he'd post his Ferrari to his Instagram, writing, "Take the drop top to the night spot, keep the California in California. We went hard tonight, Grammy weekend," which was then reposted by a car rental company who accidentally exposed our good friend Bow Wow pulling up to the Grammys with our Ferrari California.
Why? And when was this? Because is Bow Wow really still relevant. I only know him from the Fast and Furious movie. And even then, I didn't realize that was Bow Wow. I've heard the name before. I had no idea who the fuck he was, though.
1 year later, he was exposed for flexing a rented Hollywood mansion, but the worst example was in 2017, when he'd post this to his Instagram. He showed the private jet he was taking to his concert, yet the very same day this
he still has
Snapchat
concerts?
went viral. So this guy Lil Bow Wow is on my flight to NY, but on Instagram he posted a picture of a private jet caption traveling to NY today, shaking my head. Turns out Bow Wow's picture of his private
he's not
jet
wrong.
had been taken from a limo company's website, prompting people to dig even deeper, discovering he'd done this on more than one occasion. It seems his
that's
MTV
so
Cribs
cringe.
episode led to
That
years
is so
and years
fucking
of faking
cringe.
luxury, but as mentioned in Bow Wow's expose, 50 Cent had done a similar thing. 50 Cent's episode was the definition of excess. He showed his 19-bedroom.
I mean, to be fair, I kind of understand why this is all faked. You know? I mean, I wouldn't want people up in my house either showing it off for the world. I kind of understand that. So I can kind of understand why it'd be fake, but still, some of the excess that you see on some of these houses, like 19 bedrooms, ain't no one need that much.
35 bathroom mansion, which included a squash court, movie theater, recording
Squash
studio,
court,
and
as
its
if he's
very
ever
own
played squash.
nightclub. Equally impressive was his car collection.
That's a nice fucking
4
car.
different rare collectible Ferraris, leading him to state.
I know you ain't see these before when you was watching Cribs because everybody ain't got these.
Yet it seems 50 Cent didn't have them either. Each Ferrari had little numbers on their windshields, leading to a forum post reading. If you notice the small white numbers in the top left-hand corner of the windshields on the F50 and Enzo, those are the...
I mean, they could also just be registration. Because I know in Texas, that's where you're supposed to put your registration sticker instead of a little sticker. Instead of a sticker on your license plate, I know Texas, they have it in your front windshield up above on the driver's hand corner top. So it could have been that. I don't know why. You gotta be real fucking petty to look into that kind of shit.
The numbers of the cars that were in the Hartford Concorso parade, which was confirmed when the user posted these photos. Another forum member added, it's pretty obvious that they aren't his, because it's a known fact that there's only one yellow Enzo in CT, which was owned by a pretty well-known hedge fund manager. Well, someone else then officially confirmed. The Ferraris are unfortunately not 50 cents. He invited my friend over to his house for this, and my friend let him use his cars for the episode, and they were filming some music videos that day as well. The Enzo F50 and 599 all belong to one owner.
Right.
When 50 Cent later
His
filed for
quote-unquote
bankruptcy,
friend.
he'd admit the cars were rented. He'd instead pay off debts by selling his mansion, therefore joining the
so
likes
that
of
was his-
JoJo, who admitted
that was
to
his
doing
mansion.
MTV
Huh.
Cribs while she was actually homeless. JoJo showed MTV through her Cape Cod vacation home, where she supposedly loved spending her summers. It was
Who's
therefore a little
JoJo?
weird that she'd invite her extended family, but she'd reveal the reason for this exactly 10 years later.
I don't know
JoJo
who
was
this
asked
is.
about the episode in a Huffington Post interview, to which she'd respond it was so ridiculous. The thing is, we didn't have a home at that point. My mum and I were living out of suitcases and were mostly in hotels. So that was actually my uncle's house on the Cape. That wasn't my house, that wasn't my stuff. I should have balled hard and been like, welcome to my crib, look at how luxurious it is, and I should have rented out a place. But no, I just used my uncle's crib. JoJo further clarified.
So we went to the Cape, which I've never been to the Cape. I never go to the Cape. And we said that was my house.
Oh, that wasn't your house?
No. that was
Honestly,
not
I
my
thought
house.
she
We brought in
was
some, items that I had. It's
someone
just-
else. I don't know who that
It's
is.
all lies.
Should also answer the question,
Why even bother doing the episode then?
For the exposure.
Oh, okay.
but no episode
Yeah.
was faker than the one by Robbie Williams. He showed MTV his massive British
I don't-
castle.
I feel
talking
bad, I
about
don't
the
know who
spots where
Robbie
he'd been
Williams
snapped
is.
By paparazzi. He then shows his group of friends before making a joke.
I don't really know these people, but what I do is I actually phone Rent-A-Friend.
But apparently he'd also phoned Rent-A-Castle. You see, the building was so big that people recognized it as the famous St. Catherine's Court, which was owned by someone else completely, Jane Seymour. She had no idea that Robbie ever went there, or that he'd hired a fake butler to help out with the shoot. It wouldn't be until 17 years later that Robbie finally admitted, we didn't didn't let Jane know that I was gonna pretend it was my house. And because I was like 23 and full of spunk, I didn't
Why
even
does it
consider
matter?
other people's thoughts or feelings.
Why the fuck are you apologizing for something like this? Does it really matter? You rented out the fucking castle. I don't know why you would apologize for something like this. I fucking wouldn't have. I'd put it out of my fucking mind.
This opportunity to apologize to Jane Seymour, but it might not have even been Robbie Williams' fault, because Redman explained in a DJ Vlad interview that MTV tried to get him to rent a house for Cribs.
They wanted me to rent a house so I can open the big double doors and shit like, yo, look at my shit, you know.
With MTV trying to choose the home themselves.
The first thing they said was, all right, we got a couple of houses picked out for you. Wow. And I was like, oh, okay.
I mean, it doesn't really surprise me. They want them to fucking seem larger than life.
I want y'all to come to my house.
Accidentally making the show's most relatable episode. He brought MTV Cribs to his 2-bedroom apartment, where he ironed his shirts on the floor and flexed his frozen fish fillets. Redman's recording studio was just a messy bedroom, whilst the rest of his house was in such disarray, you could barely notice his cousin sleeping on the ground. He concludes the episode stating, next time y'all need to find me, just rub these 2 wires for the doorbell.
Don't worry about the screen too. You know, it's still good.
The realest episode of MTV
Honestly, that's
Cribs.
fucking funny.
Redman didn't fake it like other celebrities.
Nah, bro, that shit's funny as fuck. Well, that was SunnyV2 MTV Cribs Extremely Fake. If you liked it, leave a like if you enjoyed. Comment anything you want to see me check out down below. Subscribe if you want to keep seeing me. Until next time, take care of yourselves. See ya.